Hello, family. This is your friend Kenesha. Welcome to another episode of Transformation Tuesday. Remember, the word transform means to make a thorough or dramatic change in character, form, or appearance. And then we broke transform down to two parts: trans, which is taking real people and navigating towards success. And form is forcing ourselves into radical metamorphosis or focusing on the right mindset. So last week we talked about understanding our emotional intelligence. And we know that as we are wanting to be people that are changing and transforming, we have to understand this notion of emotional intelligence. So let me read the definition to you. It says this: the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and emphatically. Basically, another word for emotional intelligence is emotional quotient, which is EQ. And the research is saying it's not IQ that is determining if people are getting promoted. It really is EQ. So we want to change ourselves. So then I thought about this, the word emotions, and I'll read the definition to you. It says a natural, instinctive state of mind deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationships with others. So how can we get a grip or control on our emotions? So I thought about this show, All in the Family, that was back in the 1970s, and with Archie Bunker as the main character. And let me read to you what it said about All in the Family. It says, on the first episode, it says, when it first aired on January 12th, 1971, it was accompanied by a disclaimer. This program, or the program you're about to see, is All in the Family. It seeks to throw a humorous spotlight on our frailties, prejudices, and concerns. By making them a source of laughter, we hope to show in a mature fashion, this is what they claim, just how absurd they are. In the first two versions, the show's opening title was accompanied by suggested for mature audiences. And here's why. The main character, Archie Bunker, emotions out of control. It says that he was known as everyone's favorite lovable bigot. Now, I have a problem with that, but that's for another episode. And then it says he was conservative, short-tempered, and he was grungy. But it says this: at his core, he was just miserable. So can you think of anyone that's been miserable? So our thought for today is the pathway of emotions. We'll be coming from this book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by Travis Bradberry and Jean Greaves. It is an excellent book, and let's see what it talks to us about emotional intelligence, and how our emotions operate. It says, this is page 7, the physical pathway for emotional intelligence starts in the brain at the spinal cord. Your primary senses enter here in the back of our mind and must travel to the front of our brain before you can think rationally about your experience. But first, they travel through the limbic system. That's the place where emotions are experienced. Emotional intelligence requires effective communication between the rational and emotional centers of the brain. So as we're thinking about this notion of the pathway of emotions, anytime we get some type of sensory mechanism, it starts, and we talked about this last week, at the back of our brain, then it goes through the limbic system, and we always process it first with emotion. Then it goes to the rational part. So what do we have to do with that? We have to create an emotional balance for ourselves. We have to, first of all, be aware of this, and then create an emotional balance and understand that there's a pathway, and our emotions trigger first. How? We can go through something called happiness, right? The highs of our emotions, happiness and joy. We're on cloud 9. And then we can go through the lows of our emotion, sadness, depression. Anybody ever felt that? And then we can do blow-ups, which is anger and rage. And all of that can occur in a very short time. So let's make sure that we understand the pathway to our emotions. And then here's my thought, my question. How can you decrease negative emotional responses now that you understand the pathway to emotions? It's going to hit us first here, and then it's going to drive through your emotions, and then you get to reason. So let's slow ourselves up when we're trying to figure things out. We want to be people of transformation. Let's control these emotions. This is your friend Kenesha. I love you. Have an excellent day.